Are we live? Good evening. It is 5:30 and we're going to begin. We always begin first. Are there any public comments? There being none, this meeting is called to order. Roll call, Ms. Rhonda.
Dr. Redis.
Here.
Mrs. Williams.
Here.
Ms. Kirsten West.
Present.
Ms. Temple. Mrs. Wonkum. Mrs. McLean.
Here.
And Mr. Steele.
Executive closed session per North Florida School District Policy 1.14A stating that private or closed discussions by the board may occur as part of a regular or special board meeting. Executive sessions may be held only for the purpose of considering employment, appointment, promotion, demotion, disciplining, or resignation of an employee, or to discuss matters of pupil punishment if requested by the parent or legal guardian. No resolution, agreement, or motion considered in the executive session shall be legally binding unless the board reconvenes in public session and presents the item for vote of the membership. Further, Arkansas Code Title 25, Chapter 19, Section 106, 2C1 states, the specific purpose of the executive session shall be announced in public before going into executive session. Please join me in the executive closed session for discussing the following matters: employment, appointment, promotion, and resignation of employees.
What do you tell you?
righty, we are back in session. Let me get my little note here. All righty. We're back. We're down to number 4, action items and new business. The first that's on here is 4.1, Ackland settlement. Mr. Cody Keys is not here, but he sent this statement, so here we go. The North Little Rock School District Board of Education participated in a court-ordered mediation in federal court yesterday with Judge Thomas Ray in the matter of Bobby Ackland versus North Little Rock School District, pending in the United States District Court for the Eastern District of Arkansas. Judge Ray was able to negotiate a resolution of the lawsuit with the North Little Rock School District Board and Mr. Ackland, along with assistance of legal counsel. The material terms of the settlement include an acknowledgement that the North Little Rock School District did not violate Mr. Ackland's rights or any applicable law, but that all parties felt it appropriate to resolve the disputed matter and move forward. Mr. Ackland will be paid $90,000 in total settlement. Other terms of the settlement will be included in a complete written settlement agreement that will be signed by Mr. Ackland and the board to conclude the matter. Is there a motion to accept the terms of the settlement and allow the North Little Rock School District Board President to execute any necessary documents on behalf of the board?
I move we accept the terms of the settlement and allow the North Little Rock School District Board President to execute any necessary documents on behalf of the board.
Second.
It has been moved and properly second that we accept the terms of the settlement and allow the North Little Rock School District Board President to execute any necessary documents on behalf of the board. There cannot be any discussion because this is a personnel matter. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It has been adopted. We are down to employment of personnel.
Madam President, members of our Board of Education, action item 4.2, employment of personnel. The superintendent recommends the employment of personnel as discussed in executive closed session.
Madam President,
Yes, ma'am.
I so move that we accept the employment of personnel, licensed personnel, and license transfer changes, recognitions, retirement, and terminations.
Second.
It has been moved and properly second that we accept the employment of personnel as discussed in executive session. Being that it is employment of personnel, there can be no discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It has been adopted. Central Office Reorganization Plan Phase 2.
Madam President, members of our Board of Education, for the record, my name is Greg Paluski, the proud superintendent of the North Little Rock School District, and joining me is my colleague, Chief Finks, our Director of Security Services. We come before you tonight to provide you a little update of just about a week ago. We presented to you our formalized plan to reorganize the Safety, Security, and Emergency Medical Services Department. You had voted on that and approved that. The second step in that process was to go to the CPPC. Chief Finks, myself, Mr. Brown, Mr. Smith, we met with the CPPC on Monday evening for about 35 to 40 minutes and had an opportunity to discuss the proposal. We had an opportunity to answer their questions. At the conclusion of that, they voted unanimously to support the proposal. The proposal tonight comes before you for your final vote. And with that, I do want to provide a little bit of clarity. It's my understanding that there's some confusion as it relates to current campus supervisors in their current roles and contracts that go through the end of the school year of 22 and 23. as Chief has mentioned before, the fact that the North Little Rock School District security is recognized by the State Department or by the state police, if you will, and Chief could talk about this more. It does require employees to have an enhanced background check. So with that, if there's been an employee that has been impacted by that, we will meet with those individuals individually and also look at what their options are as it relates to the transfer process through the CPPC policy. And with that, I will leave it to the Board of Education for any clarifying questions, comments that you have about the proposal that Chief and I'd be happy to answer for you as I recommend the board adopt our proposal.
Any questions?
You been good?
Good.
You have a question?
No, ma'am.
No questions, and thank you, in that it's dealing with personnel. We appreciate that you will be reaching out to those persons
Yes, ma'am.
for clarity.
Yes.
And it was no part on the superintendents because we had just a lack of communication, but the superintendent is willing to justify all things that were misunderstandings were with the employees. Thank you
You're welcome.
for your work.
Do you have a timeline of when you will be meeting with those individuals that were impacted?
ASAP.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll entertain a motion.
Yes. Madam President, I
Yes, ma'am.
so move that we accept the central office reorganization phase 2, safety, security, and emergency medical services.
Second.
It has been moved and probably second that we accept the central office reorganization plan phase 2 for the school and safety and emergency medical services. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It has been adopted.
Thank you for your support. We appreciate it. Thank you, Chief Finks, for your leadership.
Thank you, Chief. Thanks.
Transportation construction project proposal. I don't know if we want to talk to Mr. Stone right now.
At last. Thank you.
Madam President,
Yes,
board
sir.
members, Dr.
Boo.
Paluski.
Now, wait a minute. He's going back to serve his community he grew up in.
Okay.
We know,
So-
we know. We got to miss
But we
with
will
him.
miss
Since
him.
you
He's
put it
always
like
a-
that.
Always a charging Wildcat.
One last time.
Thank
Just
you. I
wait till we
appreciate
play
that.
Mariana.
We can make that happen. Let us get better first.
Yes, sir.
Tonight, I bring a proposal, an action item to you tonight. We are looking to do some work over the Transportation Department, a long time coming project. We want to paint the building, and then there was an area of the parking lot where the drivers would get out, and if it's raining, they would step in or wade through water to get to their buses. So we're trying to fix that area as well. And this proposal tonight will include painting, scraping, painting, also fixing the underpinning and the decking over at the training department. Will give us will make us a better neighbor in the community
Yes.
by look. So
Need it.
we're looking for a favorable vote tonight. If you have any questions, I'm willing to answer those. And we came to you as an action item first because July 9th will be the close of this bid, and we had a 30-day quote, and then we'd have to come back and do some adjustments if we didn't take care of it now.
Mr. Steele, any questions?
No questions.
Ms. McLean? Ms. Williams?
I have one. Mr. Stone, you know that building that's adjacent to the mechanical where they fix the trucks?
Yes, ma'am.
Dr. Paluski, did you know that's a storage where you have kept all of the old furniture and stuff? And I was wondering if perhaps that needed to be cleaned out and just torn down because it's just there. It's not even utilized. You don't even go back and we don't use those kind of seats anymore. And I was wondering Dr. Paluska had an opportunity to even evaluate it?
I'm not sure if he's been in that part of the building. It's connected to our shop.
Right.
But there's an entryway from inside the shop.
I haven't been
And
in.
maintenance still use that area for storage. There's
Surplus.
some chairs and things like that they go and get, and some flooring material that they, maybe carpet squares and things like that, when they need some parts or to fix some things in the building, they still go back and forth and use some material out of that area.
Okay, I didn't know if there was still like old things. You know, at one time they opened a door, there was old desks, chairs, all of that stuff.
There are
That's what I was wondering.
some old items in there as
Right.
well that probably could be cleaned out.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Ms. West?
No, I don't have necessarily a question. I was just gonna say, glad that, you know, transportation is gonna get a fixer-upper, and, you always feel better when you come to a place of your employment and it looks good on the outside. You tend to feel a lot better on the inside, so, good
And thank
deal.
you, Dr. Paluska, for it last. We have been begging for this
I
for
know.
years.
I know.
And we thank you. And I know that they will rejoice walking into something that looks decent. Because really, being honest, true words, it looks slummy. So, hearing
That's
that
why
magic word, I'm just saying. And
I say we
think-
want to be better neighbors.
Hey, it looks, I'm grateful. I'm thankful.
She has a
Thank
tear
you.
in her eye.
I'm
And
thankful.
I'm excited. I'm glad that we're
We
gonna
should
fix
have a
it up.
re-grand opening.
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
We order signage as well, so
You won't
Wow.
be here.
we
You'll be
were
down.
anticipating
You being Mary
a
Ann,
favorable
so.
vote.
I'll
You'll be
entertain a
somewhere
motion.
else. Hey, but we want to say to you, we want to vote on this? Okay?
I'm ready for a motion.
Mr. Steele, he said he's ready to vote on it.
I'm ready. I will entertain a motion.
It's your time now.
I so move we approve the report of the beautification of our transportation
I
bill.
like that.
Second.
It has been moved and properly second that we accept the transportation construction project proposal presented by Mr. Stone. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? I will now, thank you. It's been
And
adopted.
congratulations.
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 I was just going to
Thank
say,
you.
if I may, Madam President, just to thank Mr. Stone publicly on behalf of the board and executive team and everyone in the North Little Rock School District for your service, sir. How many years?
22.
22. That's a long tenured service, and I know there is another Stone that will still be working for us, and there's 2 children that will remain in the North Little Rock School District. But I think from all of us, Mr. Stone, thank you for your leadership. Thank you for what you've done. Endless work, endless leadership. I think we're all excited for you for a variety of reasons of going back to your community that you grew up and to make a difference and serve. That's commendable.
All right, thank you, and I want to say to the board, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much. North Little Rock is always home. Even though I'm going to where I grew up, I consider North Little Rock my home.
And we will
Congratulations.
gladly accept you back.
Thank you.
I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I move that we adjourn.
Second.
Wow.
One last one.
Yeah, that's just a copy.